Hello, good morning. It's Monday the 6th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So it was Independence Day over in the US this weekend and the pubs reopened in the UK. I'm not sure which will hold more historical significance going forwards, but it was great to get back in the boozer, even with all the restrictions. We'll just have to wait a couple of weeks to see if there's been any effect on the infection rate over here. Of course, that was the main risk of reopening. This week, Sunak should give more details on Johnson's infrastructure projects and indeed how he plans to pay for them. He is also still mulling over a VAT cut where the shorter term benefits may need to be balanced out by future increases in personal taxation. So he's got a tricky old week ahead of him. On the calendar, it's pretty bereft of UK data this week, as construction output and house price data is unlikely to affect the pound. So expect sterling to become a little reactive unless we have any news on the Brexit front. Those negotiations will start again after Friday's meeting between the chief negotiators was cancelled. Read into that what you like, but there were no rumours attached, so it's probably nothing to worry about other than the huge gap between the two sides, but then that's nothing new. Sterling had the first positive week that we've seen in a while. We saw a high of 125.30 against the dollar and we crossed over 111 against the euro, I think for the first time in about 3 weeks. Over in the US, Trump's been on. He's been backing himself after non-farm payrolls, claiming the data prove that the economy is roaring back to life. He is still trailing in the polls though, and although we've not seen a one-term president since George Bush Sr., he may struggle to attract voters who have already abandoned him. But before you think perhaps the Looney Tune days are numbered, Kanye West piped up over the weekend. Oh lordy. I mean, I get it. I get that Biden is benefiting from the anyone but Trump sentiment. But Kanye West? Come on, please. Over in the Eurozone, the market view is that the Pandemic Relief Fund is the only real show in town. But the EU Commission and many government heads, certainly from the northern states, don't seem to see it as such a priority. Indeed, the Dutch PM was on at the weekend saying the Commission isn't under any particular pressure to find an agreement by the July 17th summit. Just classic European dithering. Meanwhile, the dollar is hemmed in a pretty narrow trading range between 110 and 113, and we kick off the week towards the top end of that range. Right, that's it from me. You may have noticed I popped along to the barber this weekend and I ask you to spare a thought for my good friend James Underhay, who amid the COVID lockdown put it out to social media to have the corona cut or leave his barnet unkempt until New Year. Of course, I voted to grow out that mullet, and he's doing it for charity. So I'll pop a link in the comments below if you'd be kind enough to sling him a few quid for the tough times ahead, fashion and otherwise. Nice one, James. Take care, everyone else. I'll be back tomorrow.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.